him from the yard.
This is Don the Diecast Pirate, and today I have for you something special. My buddy Cole over at Cuda's Diecast Customs asked me to build a car for him for his dad, and we'll bring this out. It is an original Redline Hot Wheels Fire Chief car, and when his dad was young, this was his favorite car, his favorite Hot Wheels car. So we're going to, and I asked him, I was like, what do you want me to do with this? Do you want a straight up restoration? Do you want a slight custom? Do you want a full custom? He says, do whatever you want with it. And at the time, I couldn't find any decals for it, and I did find some from Second Chance Redlines, but let's get it up on the turntable and take a look at what we're starting with. Alright, so we got this original Redline Hot Wheels 442 Fire Chief car in enamel red. The light on the roof is a little bit scuffed. The paint's all chipping off everywhere. The red line wheels are all wore out. And yeah, so I mean, you can see on these plastic based cars how the plating would chip off, wear off of them and whatnot. So let that run around there one more time. Alright, so let's get this part and see what we're looking at. Alright. Got these posts drilled out, see how easy this is going to come apart. Or if I have to drill it some more. Be very careful with this. This is the first time somebody's ever sent me a car to do for them, and I may need to drill that back one a little more. Interestingly, the chrome on this yellowed. Alright. I got the front one. Front one popped loose. Alright, let's try going this way. Alright, there we go. So there's the base. It's even yellowed on the inside. So whatever chrome they used on this was not the best. Probably strip that down and do our best to re-chrome that with a Molotow pen. Okay, now I do have some aftermarket Reproduction wheels just like this we'll put on this car. Those things are so expensive. It's like 15 bucks for a set just for one car now. It's probably cheaper to convert them over to like bearing wheels. I don't think I'm going to be buying any more of those. Unless we get more people on Patreon or something giving money to buy that kind of stuff. That's thinking we can come in this way. Don't be breaking stuff. How about there we go. Keep those axles as intact as possible. These wheels actually aren't that bad. I might be able to just... The red lines aren't the best, but they're original. If I clean those up and redo the chrome on them, maybe we'll just put those back on the car. Keep that as original as possible. So there's that. The interior. So I was kind of noticing when I was looking in through the side that the driver's side looks like it's showed back more for some reason. Like when they made it in the factory. So we'll see if we can kind of straighten that. We'll get this cleaned up, see if we can straighten that out. Now, the other thing I kind of noticed is the glass is cracked from the light being pushed down. But we'll clean this up. It's got a little bit of red paint on there. We'll clean this up in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then we'll try and reinforce those cracks with this microcrystal clear. See if we can get that fixed up. We'll clean those up in the ultrasonic cleaner. We'll put this in the super clean, and we'll get this body stripped, cleaned up. It's got some heavy casting lines. Definitely do something with those. So I get this stripped, get these cleaned up, put this in the super clean, and then we'll come back for the next step. Alright, so I'm not exactly sure where I left off on this. I don't believe I had the car cleaned and polished yet. So I took it, I stripped it down and cleaned it and polished it up the best I could. We'll get that cleaned up and get it in paint. In the meantime, second chance red lines, guys. Vince Scott over there, he has a lot of great products, and if you need anything for your redline cars, you should check him out. There'll be a link in the description below. Got a replacement glass for it. It's not as dark as the original, but it's not broken and it doesn't have the scratches in the top and everything. So we're going to go with the replacement glass on this car. And also from Second Chance Redlines, I got these decals for it. So we're going to get some of those on there as well. And I forget, yeah, I have, oh, I forgot I had those in there. All right, different build. Something for the future. So I won't show you those. Yeah, he makes decals. He can make custom decals. If you want something made, he can make it for you. So these original red lines on this car, we're going to get those cleaned up, get them put back in. We'll get this base chromed, re-chromed. The chrome was in bad condition, so we went ahead and stripped it down. We're going to return this base back to what it was with the chrome. We will get the body cleaned up, painted, ready for decals, and the interior's already been cleaned, so we'll get that put back in, and then we'll come back when we're ready for paint. Alright, so we're done painting the car, and here's the decals from Second Chance Redlines. There's a link in the description to hit Vince's website if you're interested in getting some of these. These are really great products. I decided to go ahead and do a base swap with the second car that I'm building, because the base on this one, when I stripped it, it was completely black. And this one from the other car had most of the chrome intact. I just had to touch it up in some places. I did go ahead and put the Molotow chrome on the center hubs, and I went over the red lines with a fine line red Sharpie, and also went over the outside of the wheels with a black Sharpie. So this is all set and ready to go. Just need to get the decals on the car, and I'm going to do that off camera, and we'll come back for the reveal. Ladies and gentlemen, Cole. I am proud to present to you, brother, the Oldsmobile 442 Fire Chief car that you asked me to restore. Let's get it up on the turntable and take a look at it. Alright, so we got this original Redline Hot Wheels 442 Fire Chief car in enamel red. The light on the roof is a little bit scuffed. The paint's all chipping off everywhere. The red line wheels are all wore out. And yeah, so I mean, you can see on these plastic based cars how the plating would chip off, you know, wear off of them and whatnot. So let's let that run around there one more time. Alright, so let's get this part and see what we're looking at. Hey, where do I start? I didn't remember what this car looked like when I started it. It's been so long ago. So I know we stripped it, we polished it. Not really necessary for an enamel paint job. I just think it kind of helps give it a smoother finish, especially when you don't put primer on it. And I left the dings, you know, the mold lines and everything on the car, you know, because that speaks to what it is. It's an original Redline. Now I stripped the base and the super clean, and it came out black. I was like, well, because I was going to re-chrome the base, and I bought this other car for the second restoration, and this base on that one was missing chrome in places. I thought, well, why don't I just swap the bases and touch up the chrome that's missing? So in part 2, you're going to see how that black base turned out on the other car. I'm a little upset the Chief on that decal got messed up a little bit, but these original red lines, I touched them up with black Sharpie, red Sharpie, Molotow chrome pen, and then I went back in and did the hollows in the wheels with black Tamiya, and then around the edges of the hubs where some of the chrome got onto the actual tire, I went back and covered up with that with the black Tamiya. And these wheels, they're play worn, but they really weren't that bad. And so I thought that these would make a good restoration. And I just had this moment of, I literally just finished touching up these wheels about 10 minutes ago, and just the overwhelming feeling of, I just did that. I mean, I know I've been practicing hand painting grills and things on cars for a while now, but I never thought that I would be able to restore red lines like that. I just did it. Well, Cole, wish you and your family happy holidays, and everybody who's watching whatever holiday you celebrate, I wish you the best. Diecast International Builders. January's the four-door muscle cars. February's rat rods. February 14th is the Love Boat build. And March 5th is Mercedes, any Mercedes. So I hope you'll join us for those. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Leave a comment down below. Click that like button and ring the bell for notifications. As always, this is Don, the Diecast Pirate. And I'll see you next time. Oh, be sure to stay tuned for part 2. Why are these tires doing this?